So do you also want to translate the audio files you receive on Telegram group automatically? Then this video is definitely for you. So hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect, and in this video we are going to understand how to translate Telegram audio using an AI agent. So like you, I also used to manually head all the audio files and then translate it. But this is such a time consuming and a tedious task. So to solve this problem, I've simply created this amazing automation where what is going to happen is that as soon as we receive a new audio file through Telegram automatically, using Happy Scribe, we are just going to transcribe that audio, and then my AI agent is going to translate it, and then further we are just going to send a message which is the Spanish message towards our Telegram group to all my Spanish students. So to do this, we are simply going to create a connection between Telegram, Happy Scribe, OpenAI, and then once again Telegram. And to create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So if you also want to create this amazing automation for your own business, then for that you have to come with me towards my screen.
Welcome to my screen everyone. In this video I'll walk you through how to automatically translate audio messages using an AI agent. So this workflow first captures the voice messages, then transcribes the audio, and then translates it into your preferred language and delivers it back to you. So yes, as you know that I am an online tutor, and what I want is I want to convert my English audio messages into Spanish text. So yes, to do this I'm simply going to open a new tab and I'm just going to use Pabbly Connect. For that, I'm just going to look for the landing page of Pabbly Connect simply by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. And now it's opening the landing page of Pabbly Connect, and over here we're just going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you're a new user, you can click on this sign up for free and you're going to get 100 of stars free every month to explore the application. But over here, I am an existing user, so I'm simply going to click on this button which says sign in. And once I'm just going to click on this sign in, it is opening all Pabbly apps, and over here you're going to see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video, we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm simply going to click on this access now right over here. And now after clicking on this access, now it is going to open the dashboard of my Pabbly Connects account. And to get started with this automation, I'm simply going to click on this button which says create workflow. And now it's asking me for the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So over here on my dashboard, you can see multiple folders which I have already created in which I save my workflows. So you can also create a new folder by simply going towards this create new folder button. I have already created my folder, so I'm just going to simply save my workflow in one of these only, which is automation. And now I'm just going to name my workflow as this: translate Telegram audio using an AI agent. And then I'm just going to simply click on this button which says create. And once I'm just going to click on this create, it is going to open the most important window of our automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger and actions are the two main principles on which our workflow is going to run. Trigger means when this happens, and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the actions are response towards the commands given by a trigger, and that's the particular reason that we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of a trigger in a particular workflow. And to get started, I'm simply going to select my trigger application, which is Telegram. So I'm simply going to search for Telegram right over here, and then I'm just going to select this Telegram bot. And now for the trigger of it, I'm simply going to select it as set webbook/watch updates and click on this connect. Now it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your Telegram bot account with your Pabbly Connects workflow, you can simply click on this button which says select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now it is asking me for the token. So to get this, I'm just going to open my Telegram account and I'm just going to search for bot father. So I'm just going to search for bot father right over here, and as you can see that this is bot father, so you simply have to open this and click on this button which says start. And now I'm just going to move on forward and click on this /new bot, and now it is saying alright, a new bot, how are we going to call it? So I'm just going to enter the name of my bot right over here, which is Edu Translate, and I'm just going to send them this name. And once I'm just going to send them this name, it is asking me for the username, and it's clearly mentioned that in the username at the end we have to mention _bot. So I'm just going to keep it as Edu Translate _bot right over here and send it. And as you can see that now it has successfully generated me the API token. So what I'm just going to do is I'm simply going to copy this API token right from here, and then I'm just going to paste it right over here in my workflow. And after pasting this with this this, we have successfully connected our Telegram bot account with our Pabbly Connect's workflow. And we are ready to move on further by clicking on this save and send test request. But before clicking on this save and send test request, I'll just going to add this bot in my group in which I want to translate the messages. So I'm just going to add this bot into this group. For that, I'm just going to go towards this add members. And after coming over here, I'm just going to add this bot. So I'm just going to search for this same bot right over here and I'm just going to add this bot. And after adding this bot, I'm simply going to move on further. So as you can see that I've successfully added this bot and I'm just going to give this bot the Telegram admin access of this group. So to give the admin access, we're just going to use the Telegram mobile application. It can't be done through Telegram web. So I'm just going to give the admin access to this bot. And yes, I've successfully given this bot the admin access using my Telegram mobile application. So I'm simply going to refresh it right from here and we're just going to check that yes, the bot has received the admin access. And now we are ready to do the test submission. For that, I'm just going to click on this save and send test request. And now I'm just going to send the file, which is the audio file. So to send this, I'm just going to go towards this attachments and then towards this file. And from here, I'm just going to attach this audio file and I'm just going to send this audio file right over here. And yes, you can see that this is opening something like this. I'm simply going to send this audio file. So yes, you can see that we have successfully sent this audio file. I'm going to open my workflow and over here Pabbly is going to capture the response for the same. So I'm just going to wait for a few seconds and as you can see that Pabbly has successfully captured the file name, file ID and all the details. So yes, with this Pabbly has successfully captured the details and with this we have successfully completed our trigger step. And now I'm just going to move on towards my action step. I'm just going to first get this file details. So to do this, I'm simply going to select my action application as Telegram bot once again. And now for the action event, I'm just going to select it as get file and click on this connect. And now recently I've connected my Telegram application, so I'm simply going to click on this select existing connection and then save. And now it's asking me for the file ID. So as you can see that we have received the file ID in the response of our previous step. So I'm simply going to enter that file ID right over here, but we are not going to enter it manually or by copy pasting it, but instead I'm just going to map it. So you must be wondering what is mapping. So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step where we selected Telegram bot as our trigger application. So we are simply going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only. And as soon as we are just going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. So I'm simply going to map this file ID and click on this save and send test request. And once I'm just going to click on this save and send test request, yes, you can see that we have successfully received this file path. And we are just going to use this file path further. I'm just going to let you know when. First, what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to simply copy this right from here, which is the link which they have given. All right, so I'm simply going to copy this and now I'm just going to move on further. Now I'm just going to add another action step and now I'm just going to select the action application as Happy Scribe. So I'm just going to use Happy Scribe to transcribe my audio files. And now for the action event, I'm just going to select it as create transcription and click on this connect. Now it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your Happy Scribe account with your Pabbly Connect's workflow, you can simply click on this button which says select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now it's asking me for the API key and the organization ID. So what you have to do is you simply have to open your Happy Scribe account, and now from here you have to go towards your username, and from here you have to go towards the personal settings, and now you have to go towards this API, and over here you're going to get the API key. So you can simply copy this API key and paste it right over here, and in front of this API key we have to add a prefix which is bearer. So I'm just going to paste this prefix, add a space and then the API key. And now for the organization ID, I'm simply going to copy this organization ID right from here, and then I'm just going to paste it right over here and click on this save. And once I'm just going to click on this save, with this we have successfully connected our Happy Scribe account with our Pabbly Connect's workflow. And now it's asking me for the transcription name. So let's say I'm just going to name the transcription as the file name only. So I'm simply going to name it right over here and move on further. Now it's asking me for the language. So to get this language, I'm simply going to go towards this full list, and over here I want it to be English India. So I'm just going to look for English India right over here, and as you can see that this is the code for that. So I'm simply going to copy it right from here, and now I'm just going to paste it right over here and move on further. Now it is asking me for the media URL. So to get this URL, we are just going to use the same URL which we have right over here in the example, right? So what I'm just going to do is I'm simply going to copy it and I'm just going to paste that URL right over here. And now after this bot till this, I'm just going to erase and I'm just going to enter the API key. So I'm just going to go towards my bot father, and over here's my API key. So I'm simply going to paste that API key right over here. And now over here, after this slash, I'm just going to map this file path. So I'm just going to map the file path. I'm just going to look for the file path right over here. And as you can see the same, so we are simply going to map it and move on further. Now it is asking me for the workspace name. So here you can see the name of my workspace is my workspace only. So I'm simply going to select it as my workspace only. So I'm just going to simply type it right over here. And now I'm just going to move on further. It is saying is subtitle. So I'm just going to keep it as false, and I'm just going to move on further and click on this save and send test request. And once I'm just going to click on this save and send test request, yes, you can see state initial. So yes, it has started to transcribe this audio file, and now I'm just going to open my Happy Scribe account, and over here you're going to see that this is in progress and it is going to take some amount of time. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to add another action step, which is a delay. So I'm just going to add a delay in this workflow so that this workflow stops for few minutes. So I'm just going to use this feature by Pabbly, which is delay. And now for the action event, I'm just going to select it as add time delay and click on this connect. Now it is saying how much delay do you want to put in this workflow. So I'm just going to keep it as delay for delay until. I'm just going to keep it as minutes. Let's say I'm just going to delay this workflow for 3 minutes. You have to enter the delay value according to the average amount of minutes you are going to send the files on your Telegram account. And after going to delay this workflow, I'm just going to click on this save and send test request, and it is saying delayed for 3 minutes. And now I'm just going to add another action step. Once again, I'm just going to select the action application as Happy Scribe, and for the action event, I'm just going to select it as create export and click on this connect. Now once again, I've already connected my Happy Scribe, so I'm just going to click on this select existing connection and then save. And now for the format, I'm just going to select it as PDF. For the transcription, over here it is selecting one file, but I'm just going to map it. So I'm just going to switch on this mapping button, and I'm just going to make this field dynamic. I'm simply going to map the ID. And now with this, we have successfully turned this field dynamic, and now it is saying show timestamps, speakers, comments and highlights. So I'm just going to keep it as true and click on this save and send test request. And you're going to see that over here it is saying transcription is not done yet. All right, so I'm just going to wait for a few seconds, and then I'm just going to click on this save and send test request. And after a few minutes, I'm just going to click on this save and send test request. And as you can see that we have successfully received the response, because over here you're going to see that this transcription is ready. All right, so now what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to add another action step, and I'm just going to retrieve this export. Once again, I'm just going to select Happy Scribe as the action application. For the action event, I'm just going to select it as retrieve and export and click on this connect. Once again, I'm just going to click on this select existing connection and then save. And now I'm just going to map this export ID and click on this save and send test request. And over here you're going to see that we have successfully received the transcription as a PDF right over here. So I'm simply going to copy it, and I'm just going to open it in a new tab and check that if you have received the same or not. And as you can see that this is the PDF which we have received, and this is exactly correct. All right, so now I'm just going to move on further, and I'm just going to give my OpenAI this PDF, and I'm just going to tell it to translate it in Spanish. So I'm just going to add another action step, and now for the action application, I'm simply going to select it as OpenAI, extract content from PDF/image and click on this connect. So if you haven't connected your OpenAI account, you can go to this add a new connection. You can open OpenAI API key page and create your secret key right from here. I've already created my secret key, so I'm simply going to go to this select existing connection and then save. And now it's asking me to select the OpenAI model, so I'm just going to keep it as GPT-4 Mini. You can select any another of your choice. And now it's asking me for the PDF URL, so I'm simply going to map the URL which we received from this retrieve and export. And now for the prompt, I'm simply going to enter my prompt right over here, which is this. And after entering all of these details, it is asking me for the structured output. So as you can see that this is not the required field, so I'm just going to leave it as blank and click on this blue button which says save and send test request. And once I'm just going to click on this save and send test request, it is going to automatically translate this into Spanish and give it to me right over here as the response. So we just have to wait for a few seconds till it is translating and giving it to me as the response right over here. And as you can see that we have successfully received the response, and over here you're going to see that it has successfully translated this into Spanish. And I'm just going to send this message to my Telegram group. So I'm just going to add another action step, and once again for the action application, I'm just going to select it as Telegram only. All right, so I'm just going to search for Telegram and select it right over here. And now for the action event, I'm just going to select it as send a text message and click on this connect. I've recently connected my Telegram, so I'm just going to click on this select existing connection and then save. And now for the chat ID, you're going to see that I'm just going to copy this URL. First we have to open the chat in which we want to send the message, and then I'm just going to open the the URL and paste it right over here. So you're going to see the chart IDs only after this hashtag. So I'm just going to erase all of the rest details, and now I'm just going to move on further. Now for the text message, I'm just going to simply map the message which my AI agent gave it me, and over here you're going to see that it is asking me for many another details. So all of these details are not the required details, so I'm just going to leave it as blank. And now I'm just going to click on this save and send test request. And now once I'm just going to click on this save and send test request, yes, you can see that we have received the positive response that we have successfully sent this message in our Telegram. So I'm just going to open my Telegram group, and over here you're going to see that automatically this message has been sent. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow. Now what is going to happen is that whenever we receive a new audio file in this, automatically this workflow is going to get triggered. Automatically Telegram bot is going to get the file details. We are just going to create the transcription right over here with the help of Happy Scribe, and we are just going to retrieve that export, give it to our AI agent. Our AI agent is going to translate it into Spanish, and we're just going to send the Spanish message towards our group once again. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow and this video too. And now go try this amazing automation for your own business too, because right now we don't have to come back and again to our workflow to click on save and send test request. All of this is going to happen in backend, and we can just sit back and relax. Alright, so go try this automation, and while trying, if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. See you in the next video with many more automation tips, everyone. Thank you for watching.
So not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly Connect, you can connect many more applications. So now if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this URL. And now go try this amazing automation for your own business too, because right now we are offering a free trial of Pabbly Connect.